Well, I'm going to tell you. So what you don't know is I'm getting ready to do this for the second time because my device got too hot and died. This is my 2 year turmeric, my 3 year turmeric, and I've started migrating it all, and so that's done, or is going to be. And here is the ginger, same deal. It's been hot, I haven't got anything done, but I did dig up the taro, and there was a lot of taro. I did very well with taro this year, and this is all going to be for turmeric, so I needed the space here for the people that like the fern in the tree. Here's the fern, and there is a longevity spinach, new feature for this year, but it's doing well. And I'm having to expand beds, so I gotta find a place for the cardamom. It's doing well. Cardamon's doing well. The thorny thing is just a sand spur. They're terrible. Um, but maybe something eats it. I don't know. I'm walking around here and try to give you a little view of some of the things that I've been trying to get done. The mimosa has grown very large, and the little ones are doing well. Now, if you don't realize, last year I fully copiced that huge mimosa, and so they will come back. They will come back strong. You don't have to worry about them. Raised bed number 1 gone. Gonna do some of this material. Raised bed number 2 gone. Also gonna do something with this material. The galangal did well here, but I'm going to make a new bed for it and expand it out some more. And the banana is about to have a new home. The wood pile is material for nature, for other things, and a future compost pile, so it's going to get material added to it eventually, and it's doing what it's supposed to do. It's decomposing. I have some canna lily that's doing well. I've got some moss that, ironically, even with a dry, and I do mean dry pond here, the moss is still alive. When it rains, it does well and it will come back. You don't need wet areas for moss, you just need wet eventually. And here's a shampooed ginger. And the pomegranate doing well. This, not too far, about 4 feet away from the wood pile, is my potato garden from earlier in the year. Still don't know what's going to happen to this. It's got some okra that didn't quite pan out the way I hoped in it, but it's there, and I see one okra pod. Go figure. It's a rough year. That's a Chickasaw plum, and there's a Chickasaw plum, another wood pile. But this trellis over here, this is spoon gourd that's trying its best. One has died, one is still alive. We'll see what happens. And this is the kiwi, which is growing, and hopefully it'll do better. And that is sunchoke. People don't like that, but we happen to love it. It has some pretty yellow flowers on it, and it spreads. So all these trees are white mulberries. They're not doing well. The black mulberry at the end, not doing well. This white mulberry, not doing well. Pond, barely holding water. It's a rough year. I do have one goldfish in there. This row had a lot of stuff in it. Now it just has a couple peppers and watermelon. A loquat that I transplanted this year that's doing good. And a moringa that is the saddest moringa I have ever had. Hopefully I will save it this year maybe and get a good one next year. Doing well, ironically enough, I have this soon to be raised bed, something growing down there that I planted just to try to get something to plant, maybe a squash, I don't know. And these bags have natural dyes and natural paper, so I'm letting them be part of the raised bed for the future. All these leaves, and there is soil in here, but this is the part I really like. Right here is cranberry hibiscus. It is doing very well. I'm planning on getting some cuttings because I have a surprise for everybody. I'm not going to show it just yet. We're going to talk about compost. I throw everything into my compost. Logs, leaves, weeds, food scraps, you name it, it goes in there, and then eventually it gets turned and turned and turned. And right now I have probably 20 or 30 oak trees growing in my compost. I'll have to do something about that now, won't I? And here is some raspberry plants, and they are wonderful. I got another little mimosa that I let come on its own here, and I do have some elderberry growing in here, but not like my other elderberry. It's not as big. Now here comes the surprise. According to the Akira Miyawaki method, if you plant trees close together, they will compete for sun, and they will grow 10 times faster. Now, I am actually amending soil for the first time this year. We're going towards our 4th year of having this property, and I'm starting to amend soil. And I'm starting around all the plants that I want to start. And these are all citrus. I'm not sure what these are. I think I planted them. If not, nature planted them, and I will find out. But I planted the other ones in with it. I amended this soil. Probably going to put some cranberry hibiscus in here. Different things. And I got a banana at the end. And I plan on replacing the mayhaw that died with the other banana right here. Just shy of the American persimmon. So that's a little tour there, and let's just walk around over here and I can show you a little more. And I've got some cannas in there. There's actually some strawberries in there. I don't know if they're going to do well or not, but they're still there. The original cactus garden. Let's see if we can get a view on the cactus garden a little bit. I got a ribbon down, pardon my junky looking area here. It's in construction because I'm trying to figure out what to do with the cucumber trellis. There's a paper mulberry. There is a volunteer white mulberry. And I'm really proud of this one. I started this one from a little plant. That is a turkey fig. And it might actually grow fruit next year. That would be wonderful. It's only about 2.5, 3 feet tall. I got lots of pots around here, but this is all shared gardening. I let somebody else garden here, and they're a pretty good gardener. They've run out of space, so they throw their extras over here. Got a lot of construction on the back side here. And this is the art installation, as they call it. I just call it a trellis. And Armenian cucumbers are hopefully trying to grow. Now, I had a wonderful little lizard crawling around on here earlier, and I did catch him on video, and the video was corrupted when the device overheated. And then we got peppers here, and there's another attempt at a pepper, but if you look down there, something's eating my stuff before I get a chance to eat it myself. It's been a reoccurring theme this year. Um, I I trimmed grapevines and got them going, and the grapes all got eaten. Here is a mango tree. I'm going to try to grow it, but there's no guarantees that it'll survive. But it's going to go over in that Milwaukee forest. What might be doing well, getting closer to the end of the season, but here's the Japanese sweet potatoes, and they've been pretty prolific. I'm killing all the weeds off here so that I can amend the soil and change the rows. And oh, that's my bucket of found things in the garden. You just have to ignore that. I've found all kinds of things. This is a loquat, and there is a true blackberry. And for all y'all people that are interested in my sugar cane, the sugar cane is still growing. It looks great. Coming around to the mini yard installation, also known as a trellis, and it is Malabar spinach, but the Malabar spinach, although it's supposed to be heat tolerant, just doesn't look great, man. It just hasn't looked great all year. Oddly enough, I'm trying to grow duckweed, and there is duckweed in there, but it's not very much. Just been the theme this year. Whatever you want to produce, there isn't much of it. Now, I've had several rainstorms, but to understand drought, this area is not supposed to be in the drought area. It's supposed to be at the no better, no worse area. Well, I gotta argue with that because here is lantana, normally bright green and doing well. It is not. This is a Texas plant that's supposed to survive heat and drought, and it is suffering. But right beside it is a Japanese maple, which is thriving. Go figure. And hostas that are a little bit burned up, but they're still there. And longevity spinach there, but really not doing great. Okay. Now, this is about the time I think my video died on the last one, but we're going to go ahead and try. Hi, Peter. I'm going to show people that I've got some extra things besides gardens going on. And Peter is a good boy. He is the oldest rabbit. He was a gift. And he is the father of my new rabbits. And then Klee, named after a Genshin Impact character. She is a good rabbit. And she is the mama of the other rabbits. Ooh. And the other rabbits, here is Bun Bun 1 and Bun Bun 2. They didn't find a home this year. They're both girls. I got Dodiko, which is a Japanese brindle, because Peter is a lilac, and whatever Klee's got in her DNA came through on each and every bunny was different, so except for these two. And so the Japanese brindle is in the house. He's a boy. He doesn't have an individual house right yet. I got to build him another one. And so he's not there. And then this one, some people get freaked out by Charlie, but Charlie's a good boy. He's got those red eyes that people talk about are pink. Now he's a Tamook, a Texas Tamook, and he was a gift. And Charlie is got the red eyes because there's absolutely no pigment in him, no color in his fur, no color in his eyes, and you're actually seeing the blood vessels in him. So, and not really scary, just is what it is, man. All right, so I got a hosta, Little fella growing right there. And I got another one right there. And my Japanese ferns are in front of these trees now. And is kind of buried by a leaf right there, but it's still there and it's alive, and so's the other one. But this is the future garden, the shade garden, and I have some things already thriving. I have planted some ferns. Now, there's been some discussion about whether or not these are air potatoes, but there's no bulbs, so they might be a yam. And I'm going to try to get some more discussions on this. I got a lot of this growing around the property. And if it's a yam, maybe I should be digging them up. But I want to make sure they're safe first. Then we've got hollies. And we've got some more ferns. Now the camphors, they're almost impossible to deal with. This is a camphor. They just keep growing, but I think I'm just going to leave that one alone back there. Let it fill in space. And then here is my purple taro. And it was suffering in the sun, so I replanted it. And another one right there also was suffering in the sun. I replanted it. We'll see what happens. I'm trying to make a shade garden over here, but I'm putting taro in here because it's getting burned up. It's just so hot that it burns up. So lots and lots of taro to stick in here, and I know that they'll work because different times of the day, different types of sun. More holly, more taro. I absolutely forgot, have no idea what I've planted there. I will find out next year. There are all kinds of seeds and different plants in here. I tried to grow azaleas and different things. I don't know what I'm going to get at the end of the year. So I'm just letting everything do its thing and see what happens next year. But this is a shade garden. And this is also shade garden. And just experimenting with a few different plants, and the ground is dry, and this is what's left. Now, this is going to be interesting because that is a for scale 5-gallon bucket, and then right in front of me is a blue tub, like a laundry basket sized tub, and this is all that's left of my ginormous compost pile. That thing was 30 feet around, 15 feet tall, and it has decompressed into this, and I'm still working on it, so it's still a work in process, but I'm not building on it. In case you're wondering, that is one of my gangster squirrels. Hi, dude. Hello. Say hi to the camera. Well, tail's not really saying hi, it's more like bye. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. So, they're interesting, and the reason why they come over here, and God, you gotta forgive the mess. I got rats. I'm trying to deal with rats, different things, but if you look here, I got some grasses growing, some random stuff going on. This is what I call the quail garden. You can't have a quail garden without quail. And I'm experimenting on the quail side to see what they like, what they don't like, what I can get, what I can do. And I had to give them medicine the other day, so they're a headache. I started out with 40 eggs. I'm down to 13 quail. And I'm getting ready to build a new cage, so forgive me for the mess. But I'm trying to incubate the eggs I get, so hopefully more quail. They are I guess I should show one real well, a black Coturnix quail, which are not common. and they're very cool, and they sing to me and talk to me every day, which is really nice. They also tell me when they need something like water. They'll squawk at me. As you can tell, I've got projects everywhere. There is the second raised bed. Still don't know what I'm going to do with that. Tools hanging out everywhere. You know, I'm just like everybody else. I'm doing what I can to make things happen. And you know, I I thought I had a lot more material to work with. I mean, I am at 4 foot tall at the peak on this, and I've been taking material out of this and going around the yard, and it is real obvious that amendments are going to be difficult, because probably 4 tons of amendments is not going to be enough to do everything I need to do in the yard. And that is the life of a gardener. I hope you enjoyed it. A little bit different perspective on what I got going on. And we won't talk about this a lot, but I will show you. That is a protein bucket. That's what I've been told by everybody that gets grossed out by the other thing. Flies fly in. You put your kitchen scraps that are meat related down into there, and things fly in, leave eggs, and they crawl out and they get in that bottle, and then you can feed it to your birds, and it's a protein source. Then over here, that is black gold. That is worm castings and water. And here was where I had my little micro composter vermicompost farm, but I'm changing all that. And here's a little bit of ginger for you. I got shampoo gingers back here. Okay, enough. I gotta work on my mess. It's getting out of hand. I put the birds in that while I gave them medicine the other day, so I knew which ones got medicine and which ones didn't. And you know, I'm working on the yard. I'm working on things. I had to move all my wood, and I still don't know what to do with all this. I'm going to have to do something with it. Part of it's going to be rabbit hutch, but there's a lot more than rabbit hutch there, and I think I'm done. I don't want to do any more gardening or anything else. Let me come around here and just share a little more. Yeah, doesn't look like my chocolate mint made it. And there's a better look at that wood pile that's in front of the large elderberry, and then behind that is the cactus. So kind of gives you a little bit of depth and understanding to the place. Tomatillas, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. The aloes have been doing well, but the tomatillas, they were getting eat up, so I chopped on it till I pretty much just got to finish chopping it in. And now I think I'm going to throw some rabbit droppings in there and let that all seed up for next year. Strawberries in here, but as you can tell, I mean, it's just been so dry. Strawberries aren't doing well. And I keep saying I'm really going here in a minute, I promise. The final picture is my cherry tree that was so little is as tall as me now. Oh, it's great. All right, catch you later. Bye.